Hey guys, and welcome to New Movies. This is the last movie review for the next couple of days. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, when I usually do them this week, it's not going to happen. Going to a convention, breaking the fourth wall look at the beginning, because I want to mention there will not be videos those days. Usually that's when I do them. Those days on Thursday, so the next one you'll get is probably next Thursday. So keep in mind, I'm a little behind on new movies, so keep that in mind. I'm getting some of the newest stuff out, but I have seen a lot of it, and some of it I am going to see, so we have that to go to. So yeah. This is gonna be last movie, but I'm back for at least for a couple days. It's gonna be. I am gonna give the quite a good one out for tomorrow and Saturday's video out before I leave, so I can just put them on public and ready to go. Just wanted to make that clear this video. Yeah, but then guys, let's get into the actual review. Also, I got my place back. I had to ask somebody to pay me for reviews, and somebody did. They picked the movie. Not my first choice, not my own choice, but an interesting choice that I was going to see a couple months ago at the Alamo. Because Psycho Cinema was playing it, but I did not get the chance to see it, so I was like, you know what, it's free, I can watch it. On Amazon, it's free, I can watch it. When on Amazon, they had you can watch it free if you sign up for this thing. I'm like, no, it's not free then, is it? I don't know why it says free on Amazon, but I go to Amazon, it's not free unless you do a thing. It's like, no, because if I sign up for that thing, if by the end of that trial, if I don't sign out, they'll pre-bill me for all that stuff. I'm not gonna, no. I went another place had it for free, so I went and watched the sale. And what do I think? It's not good. If you do not like if you like bad movies, this is the one I'd recommend. I'd recommend this one. If you do not like bad movies, do not go and see this. Even for a bad movie, even I was like, yeah, this is bad, but also it's kind of in the way where I'm like, this is gonna be low because I there's some parts of me, and I'm like, it definitely feels almost like a YouTube movie, like somebody made a movie and just got the camera, filmed it, and put it on YouTube. Obviously, there's a little more into it than that. Obviously, this actually took some work, but it's like there's a lot of stuff in it. There's some points where it sounds like the audio cut out. I don't know what the deal with that is. Could have been the service or the way I was watching it, or I think because there's some parts that had no audio at all. I'm like, okay, I think this is no audio. I'm like, you cut out audio? Was it really bad noise or something? And you had to cut it out. You didn't put any things over it, like you didn't put a lot of background music and stuff. There wasn't a lot of background music for a lot of scenes and stuff. Like, why don't you put that? It doesn't do anything. Sometimes I understand not having any, but you should have some more than you did. But yeah, those are some of the things I was like, yeah, this movie's not great. So let's jump into Birdemic. What is it about? It's about this guy who has to meet this girl. He gets the actor out. They get to go out and stuff. The first good chunk of the movie is nothing about birds or pandemic or any endemic or anything. There's no birdemic at all. It's just like the guy meets this girl. They fall in love. His friend. He walks to the company. He's about to get this big thing for the job because he's a salesman. I hit that because he didn't fall. That wasn't funny, but yeah. And he had to get this big sale and And eventually he gets the girl, and then they eventually after a couple, they've been out for a while, a little bit, and then they eventually have sex. And then they wake up the next morning in a hotel, and birds are attacking the building, and then they have to now follow these birds and go on this adventure and they find other people who do die, and then eventually the birds spoilers a lot. The birds eventually leave, and on the trials they do find these two kids, and they're the only two. They get out. Nothing other people didn't make it out, but it's like there's a lot of them died who were with them. So yeah, a lot of stuff happens. It's an interesting movie. That's all I can say because this is an interesting movie. Also, this video's gonna be a little quicker, so I'm not gonna go too into it. But it's interesting. So I look on watching it. It's an interesting film called Birdemic, and it's interesting. It's also in the title, if you look it up, it said Birdemic, shock and terror. I'm like, there's no terror in there. There is shock. There's no terror. Unless you're saying the terror is how bad it is, then yeah, it could be a terror. And the shock of how this movie got made. But there's a sequel too, where we will take a look at some point, but this movie's not great. Just saying it there. Like I say, if you like bad movies, I do like that stuff, but this one was a little bit more, even for me, I was like, because the first half was some of it wasn't bad. Also I want to mention Whitney Moore was in this. You don't know, she was on Software a long time ago, a little bit. She has an internet presence. I know who she is. She's in a presence who I knew. I'm like, okay. She was fine. She was the only actor. I'm like, it was fine. I felt it was fine. But I know she's been in at least one other thing I can think of. He was in, what's it called? Satanic Panic or whatever that movie was. That's the movie I'm thinking of. But if one, I probably do. I reviewed it on the channel, so if that's wrong, I think that's what it is though. He was in that for he had a little part in that too. I don't think he's bad, but yeah. He was probably the best actor out of everybody, but yeah. The movie was interesting. Obviously, like I said, I like kind of bad movies, so this wasn't super awful to me. But it is, when it comes to the rating, we're giving it, is it a good movie? And it's not. So it's going to be rated low. I think on my personal list, it might be rated a little high. I actually was going to say what's going to be. I like it. I like the badness of it, but it's one of the ones that's not like the really entertaining bad. It's like, it's bad. It's a little entertaining, but a little more of the bad than bad entertaining. I think there's a little bit of that, but this movie is going to get low on the list. There's a lot of reasons I'm going to give it. We're going to give it a 3. I'm thinking it's 3 or 2, and I just said 3, and I was like, is it 3 or is it 2? I want to go almost with 2 with this, but I'm like, I want to be a little, gotta think about this in general, because it's something that I just made. If I didn't have a lot of budget, it's just going to give it a 2. And honestly, I even seen bad movies that are even better than this. It gets a 2. What you guys think? And a lot of reasons I'm giving it 2, because one, the some parts in the beginning. The beginning part was more like, felt like a romance thing, or like wasn't really interesting. I think I got the saying, it's not bad, but it's like, it's not really interesting. So that lowered it. And then there's a lot of other things, like the parts where I said the audio, like it goes out for a second, or like, oh, there's like no noise for a second. They got audio stuff, I'm like, why? Why do that? Because there's a lot of stuff, and the birds are just awful. They're so bad, it's great, but it's like, yeah, we'll get to 2, it's not that great. So what do you guys think? If you guys think about the birdemic, let me know in the comments down below. You can always stay up because see you in the next video, guys. Now, I did a review with the guy who obviously gave me the money so I could pay for my room back so I could do the review. So that's nice. I'm glad he gave me the money. He was like, I want you to do the review, but I want you to do it in your studio, so I'm going to give the money ahead of time to pay the guy back and your studio back on what I do. So I'm back here. Like I said, I'll be gone for a little bit. Not too long, but we'll be back next Thursday with movie reviews. There might be 2 videos that go up on this channel since then. I know I'm breaking a little fourth wall with this one, with talking about this stuff, but I feel like I want to mention it in one of my videos. So thank you guys for watching. You guys can always stay happy. See you next video, guys. Now I gotta go. Get ready. Bye.